programs. But that should not be a problem, because based on the Great Commission, if people do not come to our programs, we must bring the Lord in our programs to them. We must bring the Lord outside. Recently, I know that one of our districts in Central Sector, Central B, the district that I'm part of, is giving a Life in the Spirit seminar for close to 700 Philippine National Police recruits. Because these 700 people cannot be accommodated in our evangelistic LSS, we've decided to just bring the LSS to them. That's what it means to be proactive. It means talking about Jesus to our office mates over a cup of coffee, over dinner, over breakfast, over even during games. When we watch a PBA game or a football game, we talk about Jesus Christ. Not just with our actions, but with our words. That's what it means to be proactive. Not just waiting for opportunities, but creating opportunities to speak about the Lord. Now, the third characteristic is this. It's non-discriminatory. Notice the verse that says, go and make disciples of all nations. Underline those three last words, of all nations. Now, that's an attack against discrimination. You see, during the time of Jesus, it was the Israelites and others. Because they were the chosen people, there was a certain pride in them. They said that God, Yahweh, is only for them. You know, when I was studying in the UP College of Law, we have the saying, it's UP Law and others. There's a certain pride there. Now, I have nothing against other lawyers from other law schools. I just want to highlight a point. The point is this. The Israelites felt that God, Yahweh, was just for them. But Jesus broke that. Jesus challenged that with this. He said, go and make disciples of all nations, regardless of race, regardless of financial condition, regardless of age, regardless of talent, regardless of background, regardless of their spiritual maturity. Jesus is for all peoples. Brothers and sisters, in the same way, we as Christians, we must bring the Lord to all peoples, regardless of age, race, financial stability, educational attainment, spiritual maturity. We must bring the Lord to everyone. Because, brothers and sisters, Jesus is for all people. It's mandatory, it's proactive, and it's non-discriminatory. Before I end, let me go to the last part of the verse. It says, behold, I will be with you at the end of time. Now that's a very consoling thought, brothers and sisters. Imagine this, going into battle without your king. That would be very scary. Imagine talking to someone in the coffee shop, talking to your office mates over lunch, talking to your children about the Lord, and the Lord will not be with us. Now that will be a tragedy of gigantic proportions. You know, one of my favorite movies is Braveheart. And just a Braveheart na yan. Napakaganda nung scene, brothers and sisters, when the troops of England were about to battle the troops of Scotland. Dun sa troops of England, their king, Longshanks, was situated at the back of his army. Braveheart, or William Wallace, on the other hand, was situated at the front line of his army. Longshanks was given orders from the back, from the rear. Braveheart was calling people to go with him. He was at the front line of the battle. Now, Jesus Christ is the same in terms of battling for us. The Great Commission is not about telling people to go there and Him waiting. Rather, the Great Commission is about Him going ahead of us and calling us to follow Him in the battlefield. Just like Sir William Wallace of the movie Braveheart, he went ahead of us. He is going ahead of us. And that's a very consoling thought, because every time we approach somebody and talk to him about Jesus Christ, the Lord has already prepared the person's heart for him to hear your words. The Lord is preparing that person. The Lord has gone ahead of you to prepare that person to hear your testimony, to hear the gospel presentation. Jesus Christ promises us, I will be with you. Whenever you talk about me to your office mates, to your family members, to your friends, I will be with you, and I will be preparing their hearts to listen to you. Brothers and sisters, the Great Commission is something that we should imbibe in our hearts. Unless we are convinced that this is our call, this is our mission, then there's no purpose for us to listen in the next few sessions. Let me end this talk with this. There was this man who was walking along the seashore. He saw several starfish, maraming starfish nakasituate dun sa seashore. And then he said, kawawa naman itong mga starfish na to. I might as well throw 1 starfish, 2 starfish back to the sea, because that's where they really belong. So that's what he did. Kumuha siya ng isang starfish, hinagi sa dagat. Now, there was this one boy who passed by and he noticed this man and he said, what is he doing? There are possibly hundreds and even probably thousands of starfish on the seashore. And so the boy approached the man and said, excuse me, sir, what are you doing? The man said, well, I'm trying to throw back 1 starfish after another back to the sea where they truly belong. The boy said, but that's a gigantic task. You can't possibly make any difference at all, because there are so many starfish on the seashore. You can't possibly make any difference. You know, the man looked at the boy, threw 1 starfish back to the sea and said, well, I made a difference to that one. Brothers and sisters, the Great Commission is about making a difference to the life of one person. True, on your own, you may not be able to make a difference in the world. But together, and one after another, when we speak about the word of the Lord, you can be assured the Lord will go before you. And with you and the Lord, together as a team, you will be able to make a difference in the life of one person. God bless you, brothers and sisters.